Today we're going to attempt to use a quart of the Advanced Ambulate Rejection 38 Gunmetal Black Widow, a screen to paint in 150-inch screen. As I said before, I don't post stuff in my website that's not true. If I'm going to post something on my site, it's because we have the demonstrations to back it up. And you're never going to be coming to my site and read some crazy nonsense. At the end of the day, we had a fellow on YouTube that sells screen paint who went in and posted that 2 quarts could paint up to a 300-inch screen, and the equivalence of 3 100-inch screens was as a complete lie. At the end of the day, that is not even true. Not even that. Specification sheets were extremely light. No information on the product whatsoever. And like I said, a whole bunch of nonsense. So I'm going to go paint this in real quick and see if we actually can do this with 2 quarts. Because like I said, we already did the demonstration with a 48 ounce. We did a 48 ounce and did a 180-inch screen. I'll post that link below so you can check that out. All right, so let's get this started because I'm curious to see myself. Now, another reason why I'm doing this is because I had a customer who wanted to paint the screen in, but he was like, oh, wait a minute, can you do 150-inch with 1 quart? And I'm like, I'm not really sure on that. Let me paint it in first, and then I'll get back with you. So that's what we're doing. See what we got here, and we've got a feeling we're going to nail it. Wow, this stuff has crazy coverage. So, I think we're going to be able to cover it. I still got paint left over in the container. That's why I said you got to do these demonstrations. You can't just go off the top of your head and just say, hey, it's going to do this. You have to be able to back it up. Just make stuff up, put it on your website. Gotta back it up. Make sure we get these corners in good. we're going to have to change some of the what sizes we can paint in because, man, we're going to have to change some sizes here, people. Now you're still going to get the same amount of screen paint. We got to change the screen size measurements because, man, we're getting a lot of this. I still got more paint left over. This is all I got left. That's it. This is out of a quart. So the customer brought it up. He was like, well, if you get a 48 ounce with a 180 inch, can you take 32 and do a 150 inch? And yeah, we still got paint left over. So what we're going to do is we're just going to change the sizes on there, but we're going to pay, the price is going to stay the same. So you get a little more extra paint, you can get a more coverage out of it. Hey, good for you. We're not going to change any price, we're going to keep the same. Some companies will come in, we still got paint left over. So I'm still curious now, can we do a 170 inch? Like, I'm really shocked and really surprised over this, you know? But this is what you have to do because, like I said, the customer wanted to know if we could do a 50 inch screen from 2 quarts, from 1 quart. I was like, I don't really know about that yet. I have to paint that in. I have to be 100% sure. So I could have easily went and said, yeah, you can do it. But no, I have to know for myself 100% that this can be done. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. So when you naysayers come over to my channel and you watch Mr. Bird do this on camera, you know how it's done. This is how it's supposed to be done. You don't put dumb stuff on your website that's not real. I can't put that on my website unless we physically do the test. Just like if I tell you my screen can pull up at 1,000 lumens, we could do it in the max out zone, tests have to be there to show it. I got to be to back it up. When I go into these forum sites, I'm going to people that are professionals at the field. So I'm going to be tested against the best when I go in. I love going in there. You know why? I like the challenge of being challenged. That's what I love about it. Ask me the questions. I'll show you a video. I'll back it up. So we got these people out here who have these, hold on a minute. I have to call them back. I'm right there. Damn, I gotta take this call. Can I take this call? Okay, people, sorry about that. I had a business call on the other end. It's very important. It had to be taken care of, involving my health. So I had to get that taken care of and get that done. They're going to be calling me back in a few minutes, so I may have to leave out of here and come back in again. So I do apologize. Oh, man, busy day. I didn't know I could take phone calls in the middle of live, so that's pretty cool to know. So basically, yeah, those are my doctors over there. I had to basically take that phone call. Very important. I got new treatment coming for my lungs. All right, so as you can see, 150 inch screen with 1 quart of paint. And giddy as a schoolgirl. So we're going to have to change on how much paint screens can paint with it, how big a screen can paint. But we're not going to change the price. Everything's going to still stay the same as we always have it. I'm just going to put a little bit on more just in case if we missed any spots. We still have plenty of paint left over. Just in case there's any spots. But as I said before, you know, you can't post stuff on your website that's not true. You have to post it. You have to be truthful on what you put on there. You just can't second guess it or add in some quirky roll runner math or nonsense into it. Have to basically physically do a job. So you know exactly, you can tell your customers, we're confident, yes, you can go paint this screen in. So you have to do this. That's what you call being lazy. That's lazy, just being sheer lazy. That you can't go in and physically paint the screen in so you can give your customers the correct information. Someone asked me this, and I said I didn't know. I had to tell them I don't know. I'll have to paint it in to be sure. And yes, we did it with 32 ounces. We did a 150-inch screen. So, like I said, we have to change the numbers out. Paint's still going to remain the same, just going to get a much bigger screen out of it. But the coverage is really, really good on the product. That's why I said, before you go in and talk about 135, paint the 135-inch screen in first, and then put it up on the website. Don't put stuff up there for the sake of just putting it up there without backing it up. That doesn't work well for anybody, you or the customer. It doesn't work right. Now, this is our container right here. Or should I loosen the top first before taking you guys off that? There we go. So you have to have a little bit left over. That's what we got left over. Plenty enough to paint a little bit more. Because that coverage doesn't take much at all. So yeah, you got to have some left over. That's just in case you got to go heavy. So I went heavy on the screen. I was able to paint it. Sorry about my hand being in the way. Fully covered, as you can see, all the way across. This is why you just can't go on your website and run your mouth and put stupid information on it. At the end of the day, yes, I said stupid. Stupid information, because that's what it is. Stupid information on your website claiming that you can paint this screen in for 2 quarts for a 300-inch screen. That's a freaking lie. Unless you can physically prove it and back it up and paint it in. That's what you got to do. I'm going to put below the demonstration we did with 48 ounces. We painted the 180-inch out there, and we'll put that demonstration below. If I'm not sure, I'm going to come in and paint it. Just like the 20-ounce containers, wasn't sure we can get a 100-inch out of that, but before we put the containers, made them available, we made sure we painted the screen in first. We were able to paint the wallpaper screen upstairs with no problem and have paint left over. So now I can go back to that customer with confidence and say, yes, we can do, we got this video demonstration backing it up. We took 32 ounces of the product, and we were able to paint a 150-inch screen in with no problem whatsoever. You have to be to back it up. Now, at the end of the day, these guys feel that I'm coming down on them because I'm not coming down because of the emails. That's over and done with. That's what we're done with that, okay? I'm talking about, if you're, at the end of the day, if you're selling products, you have to be upfront with your customers. You can't just put dumb stuff on your website. Your specification is too light on your site. You need more than that. You're lazy. I'm sorry, but you are lazy. You need to go in and put more information on your product. You need to test your product so you can have information to put on it. That's why you don't have anything to put on it, because you don't test your product. All you do is take your product, you paint it onto a board, you stick it in front of an ultra short throw projector, high-end projector at that, stick it in a poorly lit environment, go, voila, we're done. Where's the rest of your test? You don't have them. That's why you don't have any information on your website. That's why it's light like that. Partey has a lot of stuff on his website, but the sad thing about his product is he can't back it up either. That's another sad thing. You talk about us optimists, you can't back it up. Where's the proof? None. Your screen sat there and matched your wall. You went through all that talk to do that demonstration by stacking the screen, optimization, all this nonsense, just to have it sit there and match your theater wall perfectly with no problem. You guys got to work harder than that. Got to work harder than that. So we got it done. Still got paint left over. We're good. And I'm going to put this over here. So now we can go on the website. We can update that and put that on there. Price is not going to change because you can paint a bigger screen with it. It's just that we got rid of the gallons. That's why we got rid of the gallons. What's the point of having a gallon? I mean, it's just too much paint. It's way too much paint. Some good thing we're only selling those to companies. Unless you can show us that you got a screen that's big enough, you're not going to need a gallon at the end of the day. So we backed it up. So now we know that 32 ounces, it's going to be able to paint 150 inch. Now, what am I thinking about next? We got a 200-inch screen We got 48 to do 180 inch. 200 screen is going to be a little bit more. So I'm thinking probably maybe if we stand in the area of 248s, we could definitely easily do that. But can you do a 250 inch with 248s? That's what I'm curious to know. So we'll find it out next. When I get ready to get more paint made, we're going to go knock it out. Now, priming it is a different story. When you're priming it, it is going to require more paint. And the reason why, because your screen is going to be absorbing paint. It's going to be drawing it in. So that's going to require, prime is going to require more paint. But prime's cheap. You know, you can use any paint you want. It doesn't make a difference. It's just going to be absorbing. Once you get that 2 coatings on and it's nice and dry, then you can apply your application because the screen can't absorb in any more paint because it's done. It's past that breaking point already, so you're good. That's why I advise you to paint it first. And then you're not going to have the uneven areas. You're going to be good to go. But that's basically about it. We're not even going to throw a fan on this because this stuff dries pretty quick. We don't need it. We're good. We'll come back in later on. Throw it outside against the gate because we're taking this one outside. I need to run these for outside. We'll take it outside and then we'll have some fun with it. When we're done with that, then we'll come back in and paint the other side with the 38 Black Widow so we can have it half and half outside so you can figure out which one you want to use outside. So we'll do that also. All right, so that's good to know. But like I said, I'm not going to get on camera. You know me already from the door. I'm not going to get on camera. I'm not going to talk trash. I'm going to come in. I'm going to back it up. Anytime we paint a screen in here, we're not sure. We're going to paint it live on camera so you can see exactly what you are getting at the end of the day. I have no time to be putting mumbo jumbo nonsense into my website. Like I said, I go to these forum sites with these professionals at the end of the day because I like the challenge of being questioned. That's what I like. They challenge me when I go in there. What about this and what about that? And I can show them demonstration after demonstration. I'm done. That's why I like going in there. I like that challenge. Anything we get stuck on, then we need to go back and we need to research. We need to work harder, roll up our sleeves, get that job done, and then go back in and finish that. That's what we do over here. Over there, what they do, all they do is complain. Complain, 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 complain. You know what's going on in those messages that we're ignoring? Crow was in there ranting about the gunmetal. Oh, he's gunmetal this, gunmetal that. Gun. Really? Seriously, man? Grow up. What you need to do is don't worry about what I'm doing over here. What you need to do is worry about what's going on in your backyard. You got challenges you need to complete. You can't even go in at the end of the day, not even know how much paint it takes to paint a screen, but you need to go in and figure out if your product comes close to network grade 773. That 2, 3, 4, and 5 demonstration you deleted off your channel, you need to go in and do that. You need to do that 1-year challenge. Take that projector out of there, show your customers at the end of the day that it's not the projector doing all the work, it is your actually screen paint at the end of the day. You need to do that. And you definitely need to go in and definitely do some paint on demonstrations, which I just did a few minutes ago. 135-inch screen for 1 quart. You don't have the same coverage as we do. I can't, if somebody is able to cover a screen, if say someone comes in, they're another person, they're not me doing this, it's somebody else, and I'm a different person. And I see them do a 48-inch screen at 180 inches, and I make a different screen paint. I can't base what they did and say, oh, I can do the same thing too. No, you got to go and you got to paint that in yourself. That's how you're going to know. Then that way, at the end of the day, you don't look like a fool on your website because you basically came in and said you can take 2 quarts and do a 300-inch screen. All right, then. With that being said, I got to get out of here. I got things to do. I'm happy about this right here. I'm going to go send this over to the customer. So now he knows he's going to have paint left over and still be able to paint the screen with no problem whatsoever. And he's done. And that's good for me to know also too. So I'm happy about that I know also too. But like I said, you know, you naysayers out there that come over here, this is how it's done. This is how we do things over here. I know it's different, but this is how it's done. This is how it's supposed to be done. Got to go, and God bless.